Good morning. My name is Wendell Nicholson with the Northeast Church of Christ here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's my privilege this morning to bring to you the Saturday morning devotional. Turn with me, if you would, to Luke chapter 19. We'll begin reading in verse 1 of 19. And he, Jesus, entered and was passing through Jericho. And behold, there was a man called by the name of Zacchaeus. And he was a chief tax gatherer, and he was rich. And he was trying to see who Jesus was, and he was unable because of the crowd, for he was small in stature. And he ran on ahead, climbed up into a sycamore tree in order to see him. For he was about to pass through that way. And when Jesus came to the place, he looked up and said to him, Zacchaeus, hurry, come down, for today I must stay at your house. And he hurried and came down and received him gladly. And when they, the Pharisees, saw it, they all began to grumble, saying, he has gone to be a guest of a man who is a sinner. And Zacchaeus stopped and said to the Lord, Behold, Lord, half of my possessions I will give to the poor, and if I have defrauded anyone of anything, I will give back 4 times as much. Tax gatherers were not very popular. In fact, they were really looked down on because they were the Jewish people. They were from among the Jewish people, and they were gathering taxes for the Roman government from their own people, so they were not liked. They were despised. Let's go there. But Zacchaeus since we were kids, we remember the story told about Zacchaeus being short and climbed the sycamore tree in order to see Jesus. But this story is not so much about small tax gatherers as it is about Jesus choosing. In fact, in Luke 7:34, he was a friend. It said, in fact, this was supposed to be a disparaging remark as well. It said Jesus was a friend of tax collectors and sinners. The Pharisees thought of them as sinners because oftentimes the tax gatherers could collect what they wanted to. They could skim off the top, if you will. In fact, I think they were encouraged by the Roman government to, if you want more than what I'm paying you, just collect it from your people. And I think that was one reason they had such a bad name. In Luke 5, verse 27, when Jesus was walking by, he saw Levi in the tax booth. Levi, we know him also as Matthew. And he told him, come, follow me. And so he did. He followed him. And we remember also in Luke 18, where it talks about the prayer, Jesus was really criticizing the Pharisees because of their behavior. Because he was saying the 2 men went up to pray, the Pharisee over here and the tax gatherer over here. And the Pharisee just stood it and my words, put out his chest and said, Lord, look at me. I'm one of your good people. I do all these things. I tithe and I give to the poor, and he patting himself on the back, letting the Lord know he's lucky to have him for a follower. But the tax gatherer, Jesus said, standing on the corner, would not even lift his eyes, but smote his breast and said, Lord, be merciful to me, a sinner. The Lord was merciful to sinners who asked for forgiveness. Do you remember, I do very plainly, when you were young, maybe not so young, but was lined up to play a game, and people were chosen to be captains, and they would choose this person and then this person. And I don't know about you, but I was always, if I was chosen at all, it was the last one chosen. Usually it was the teacher saying, okay, you just be on their team over here. Yeah, it made me feel real good. But I was seldom chosen, maybe not last, but next to the last. Usually there was one chosen after me, but was not very honorable position. Well, that's where the Pharisees were. That's where the tax gatherers were. if the Pharisees lined up to play a game, the tax collectors would be the last chosen. They were despised among their people, and that's why Jesus was criticized so much for being a part of him. He says that he was a friend of tax collectors and sinners. They were classified right in there with sinners. I'm glad, of course, that Jesus chose the tax collectors to be important in his kingdom. I don't think I'm going to be very important in his kingdom, but I plan on being in his kingdom. I pray that I will be chosen to be on his team. I want to be on his team. And I don't think he will just choose the popular or the athletic. I think he will choose those who love him and obeyed his commandments. How about you? Are you just a tax collector, or are you chosen to be on a team? Are you looking for popularity, or are you looking to be on Jesus' team? Whatever you need, we'll be glad to help you. You can get in touch with us online at northeastnecfc.org. It's our website, and you can touch the contact deal and get in touch with us, and we'll be glad to talk to you about how to be on Jesus' team, how to be a friend of tax collectors, how to be a part of his friends. We want to get into his kingdom. We want you to be in his kingdom. Whatever we can do, give us a call. Let us know. Thank you.